Hello everyone, Moo here with another gameplay video for the Disney Tsum Tsum mobile game. And this one, as you probably noticed from the thumbnail, is going to be a versus battle between the queens of the time bubbles. And of course, I am referring to Surprise Elsa and Cinderella. And I am going to start that video right away for you, as it does take about 8 minutes or so. And I tried to make this as fair of a comparison as possible. I played each of the two separately for about 40 minutes, and I chose a decent game for either. And going even a step further, I looked at the support zooms and their levels, and I tried to even them out as much as possible. Given that my surprise Elsa is level 50 and my Cinderella in this video is only level 33. So I tried to make it as even to give you guys as fair of a comparison as possible. And there are a few key differences that I would like to point out while the video is playing. And that is, Surprise Elsa's skill does charge a lot quicker. However, the most common strategy for swiping her snow G's is to take the large block and subdivide it into 3 equal sections, whether you're swiping vertically or horizontally. I haven't really found a big difference between those two methods. But anyways, by dividing it into 3 equal parts, you have a chance of generating 3 bubbles, time bubbles that is. And the other really good thing about her ability is not only can you generate up to 3 bubbles every time you use it, it also recharges itself almost instantly. And if it doesn't recharge itself instantly, the 3 bubbles that you do generate with it, when you pop them, there will usually be enough Elsas on screen to, make up for that difference and recharge the skill so you can use it almost instantaneously, as you can see in the video. On the other hand, Cinderella's ability charges significantly slower, but where she makes up the ground is that she's not capped at 3 bubbles. As you can see in the video, we get anywhere between 8 and 12 bubbles with her, and each one has a chance to be a time bubble. And the most I've ever gotten with her was 7 time bubbles for one use of her skill. Now, if you can replicate 7 time bubbles, a dozen times, you're going to get a crazy good score. And that is essentially what we're trying to achieve here. And there are other benefits to using these zooms besides just getting the high scores immediately, that is. But it's also good to use them when you're thinking about the long-term projection of the kind of high scores you can get, because of course your scores don't depend just on your my zooms, unlike Marvel Zoom Zoom, which is a little bit different. But in this game, your support zooms do make a big difference because unlike Marvel Zoom Zoom, you can't choose what they are. So you have random elements that affect your score, and they keep introducing new zooms into the game. And if you do get one of those new zooms into your high score attempt, you get a zoom that's only level 2 or level 5 or whatever. That's really going to hurt your score in the long run. So basically what I'm trying to get at is when you play a game of this nature, you usually end up clearing anywhere between 800 and 1400 of each zoom. And that is, of course, with only 1 heart investment. And when you clear that many zooms, you level up those support zooms at the same time, which will make a huge difference in the long run. And the other major factor is, of course, because the way that they choose the zooms is a little bit based on their color. They don't want to have clashing colors where all the zooms are white or all the zooms are green or whatever. So the pool is a little bit smaller for your support zooms depending on which my zoom you're using. And obviously, when you are leveling up Surprise Elsa or Cinderella, if you can go the distance with them, you will mostly just be leveling the support zooms that you are most likely going to see when you do use those two characters. So very good idea to focus on either of these two if you are trying to get those high scores and beat your friends on those lists. But let's see what happens here. We can see that there's been a drastic difference in time. Cinderella is definitely catching up here. What a surprise, right? Surprise Elsa at level 50. She started off really strong. Within the first few seconds, she already used one of her abilities, and it took Cinderella over 10 seconds to get that first skill charged. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, okay, there you have it. Now you know what's gonna happen. So we ended up with a 9.1 million base score for Surprise Elsa, and let's see what her final score is going to be after the bonuses are applied. So as you can see, I had a Mickey there with only level 9. That definitely lowered my overall score for sure. So it ended up being 12.2 million almost, and as far as my personal use of Surprise Elsa, that is a little bit above average, as I generally don't get that many time bubbles with her. Now, if you guys have a better, strategy for swiping the Snow G's that does produce more time bubbles, or gives you greater consistency in generating those 3 that we are trying to get, please do let me know in the comment section below. I would love to improve my scores with Surprise Elsa. But as you can see, Cinderella is still going. She still has 10 seconds on the clock and is still pumping out those time bubbles. So for me, I think the difference in their charging ability is not significant enough to overcome the fact that Cinderella can just simply produce massive quantities of those time bubbles. Even when you have 8 seconds left on the clock, as you can see, getting 2 or 3 time bubbles is going to add that 6 seconds. If you can get back into fever time, that's another 5 seconds. So even when you got 10 seconds left on the clock, you can still extend the game for a couple minutes or even more if you get one of those games with 7 time bubbles in them. But this is basically the new champion, the new queen of time bubbles as far as I'm concerned. And when you can extend the gameplay that long, level 50 versus level 30 really makes no difference. It's all about which one you can play for the longest amount of time. And I was seriously considering using the rubies there to get an all-time high score, but this video was meant for you guys as kind of a comparison, so there was no need to do that this time. And hopefully once I get her to level 50, I can just naturally get that high score anyways. But I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. And most of these events that come up, like the Savannah Rescue ones, they usually have that one mission that requires you to get all those crazy time bubbles and all that stuff. So if you do have these 2 characters, that's going to make it a lot easier for you. If not, the regular Mad Hatter with his medium hats is going to do that for you in the upcoming Alice in Wonderland event, which I believe is going to come up in 2 days here, depending on which part of the world you're in. But basically that does it for me, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. As always, if you do have any questions, comments, or video requests, please do leave all of that in the comment section below. And as always, I will do my best to get to your requests as quickly as I can. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're wondering, there are Legos falling out of an upside down pocket here. They simply don't make shirts like this here. I got this in South Korea, so awesome shirt. I love the shirt. If you were wondering what the little color blocks were. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next time.